Well, good afternoon, everyone. Um, we're so glad you can join us today at this introductory meeting to kick off the Fall 2019 Teacher Pilot of the Guardians of Democracy program. My name is Mary Ellen Daniels, and I'm going to be one of the co-facilitators of this course. Before we get started, if you could do a couple of things. First, could you mute your microphone on the right of the screen, just so we don't have some echoing throughout the presentation today? And secondly, if you haven't had a chance yet, in the chat box, could you just briefly say hello to everyone if you haven't said so yet, like introduce basically who you are and where you're from? And we're just going to wait another minute to see if other people get on and to let people introduce themselves in the chat box. All right, well, we know your time is very precious, so we're just going to have a quick overview of the course and make ourselves available to answer any questions you might have. Please, again, use the chat box if you have a question, and also know we'll have some time specifically for questions at the end of our presentation today. So first off, what we'd like to do is, again, introduce you to the Guardians of Democracy project. This is a project that has been generously funded by the Robert R. McCormick Foundation, and it is a joint endeavor between the Lou Frey Institute and the Florida Joint Center for Citizenship and IllinoisCivics.org. All of the teachers participating in our pilot are either located in Florida or in Illinois. Now let's find out a little bit more about the inspiration for this project. So this program is inspired by the landmark report, Guardians of Democracy, the Civic Mission of Schools. Now this report outlines best practices in civic education, and the report delineates, as you can see on your screen, 6 proven practices of civic education, and we will delve into one of those deeply in our first course. First, the Guardians of Democracy report discusses the importance to have classroom instruction in civics. Illinois and Florida have been chosen for this project because both have explicit civics requirements. Second proven practice is the controversial issues in these civics courses. And that's what we will be delving into more explicitly in this micro-credential. Service learning, helping kids take informed action on what they're learning, is the third proven practice, and that will be a later course. Giving students to practice their civic aptitudes through extracurricular activities and participating in school governance by using their voice, both in the classroom and in classroom policies and practices, are the fourth and fifth practices. And finally, simulations of democratic processes, which will also be a Guardians of Democracy course in the upcoming years. Now, let's meet the team that's going to be presenting you with this course. I hope you all enjoy our Funko Pop images on the screen. May I say, if you really want to see what we look like and find out more about us, you got to complete this week's assignment in Module 1, and you'll get a little bit more in depth about the team and see our real identities when we're not in our superhero Guardian of Democracy costumes. Again, my name is Mary Ellen Daniels, and I am a teacher with 27 years of experience at West Chicago Community High School. And I've been on a leave of absence these last 3 years supporting teachers K through 12, especially in middle and high school, in implementing new social studies standards and civics requirements that require current and controversial issue discussions. My partner And I'll let her introduce herself and sort of take it from here, is Peggy Renahan. Peggy?
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peggy Renahan, and I'm with the Florida Joint Center for Citizenship at the University of Central Florida. And I have the honor and pleasure to serve school districts across the state of Florida and also across the country in all things civics education. But I specialize in small and rural districts. As the Director of Professional Development, I help guide professional educators to improve their practice, their pedagogy, and deepen their content knowledge. We are also joined by Val McVeigh. Val?
Hi, everyone. This is Val McVeigh. I also work for the Florida Joint Center for Citizenship. I am the Director of Curriculum. For this project, I will be kind of handling all the behind-the-scenes work. So any questions that come up about really the logistics of the program or sign-in, login issues, stipend issues, I will be your contact for that. I am really excited to get started and so glad so many of you could join us tonight. So thanks.
Thank you, Val. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Let's take a look at some of the program quick facts. There are 3 courses in the series. The first course is Current and Controversial Issue Discussions. All 3 of these courses are derived from the 6 proven practices from the Guardians of Democracy report. The second course will be Teaching with Democratic Simulations, followed by Service Learning through Informed Action. All of the courses, all 3 of them, will be hosted on the Free for Teachers Canvas. You should have received an invitation from Val today for that once you've completed all your requirements. And there's some specific instructions for using the Free for Teachers. In addition to participating in the courses, you're going to be able to earn a variety of badges to signify your professional learning journey. And there's a bronze, a silver, and a gold for each of the 3 courses. But let's look specifically at the Current and Controversial Issues Discussion course. We have a team of amazing academic experts that are going to share with you the importance of teaching civil dialogue and the impact it can have on our society. As part of that process, we're going to learn to implement 3 different strategies to really facilitate current controversial issues discussions: philosophical chairs, structured academic controversy, and Socratic seminar. But we also recognize that there's many obstacles for educators to actually implement these strategies, implement current controversial issues discussions. So one of the modules is focused specifically on that. You'll be able to have free access to resources as well as lesson plans to support your implementation. The course is broken down specifically into 5 modules, and the first one opens this week, and that's the orientation. As we go through each of the 5 modules, you're going to learn the what and the why, the how, the so, why not, and what are the next steps to implementing current controversial issues discussions in your classroom. The syllabus will go into more details about that. Let's talk about what you guys have signed up for since you've signed up for current controversial issues discussion. Mary Ellen, will you tell them more about the pilot?
My pleasure. So as it was described to you in your introductory email, in course 1, Current and Controversial Issue Discussion Strategies, we estimate in total, it'll take you about 15 hours of professional development or screen time to complete the course 1 modules. Some weeks might take a little bit less, other weeks might take a little bit more. For each module, there are weekly assignments and discussion boards that you will be completing. And there is a portfolio of practice that you are going to be building using a Google Doc. Another part that's really exciting about this program is what we call the CAPES section. And you can see our CAPES icon on the lower right part of your screen there. CAPES stands for Classroom Application, Practical Extensions, and Strategies. If at any time throughout the modules you're looking for more support resources or deeper learning, you can access our CAPES section, which is hyperlinked to wonderful organizations, articles, research, and other supports that are practical extensions that you can apply to your classroom practice. This course is designed for you to earn your Bronze Certified Educator Badge through Credly. And as our syllabus described, there may be some future opportunities for you to participate in silver and gold badges as well. Now, some important dates, if you don't have them on the calendar, as Peggy shared, the course opened up this week with Module 1. We will open up a new module each week. You can work backwards, but you cannot work forwards. The modules will open week by week. On October 1st, we're going to have our first check-in session with you to get feedback from you about your experience. We have two times in which you can participate in that feedback session. We expect the sessions to be about 30 to 45 minutes, and we will have some explicit questions and also have some open response items to really get some of your practical experience and suggestions to improve the course. This week we'll be determining when that final feedback session is, so stay tuned for that. Now, let's talk just a little bit more about the nature of this pilot. Now, let's first talk about the fact that this course is a pilot. Everybody needs to expect that there are going to be glitches. That's why it's called a pilot. And each and every one of you was chosen explicitly because we believe you bring certain perspectives and experiences to bear on this pilot that can help us improve the course for a variety of stakeholders. We have pre-service professors, we have teachers in their first year of teaching, we have district administrators, we have middle school and high school classroom teachers, we have a science teacher taking the course. Lots of different perspectives, and we value all of them, and you were chosen for a reason. So again, the course is a pilot. There's going to be some glitches. Val is there to help you with login issues or some of the issues with the technology. Peggy and I with the instructions, with the assignments, with your knowledge and skill building and such. Again, the reason we want you to be in this course is to help us work through some of these glitches before we have a larger course rollout in the winter of 2020. So again, really, we value your participation and also your patience. Now, Peggy and I are going to make ourselves available twice a week with online office hours. Both of us, or one or the other of us, will be available live to answer questions, to clarify things, maybe even help you find additional resources for a strategy that you're excited about. And those office hours are listed there on your screen. Mondays, 8:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Central. And then Wednesdays after school, 4:30 to 6 Eastern, 3:30 to 5 Central. And in a little bit, Peggy's going to share with you our direct email contact information. So if something comes up and you're trying to reach us and it's not the office hours, please do not hesitate to use that email. The GoToMeeting link is different than the one from today, but this will be the standing link for our office hours. So go ahead and make sure that you copy that information, and we'll be sending it out to you. It's also available on the website under the syllabus, the link for the online office hours. Now, a little bit more about your reward for your participation and patience in this pilot. Such alliteration, Val gets to be the hero and talk to you about payment.
Yes. Let's talk about the stipends. So because this is a pilot and we are asking you to do more than just take the course and be done with it and move on, we really want your feedback and your guidance as we go through this. We are offering a stipend for those of you that are eligible to receive it. And if you're not sure if you're eligible, please email me and I will let you know. But for the bulk of the pilot, kind of doing all of the course requirements and getting your bronze badge, we'll be doing a stipend of $500. To receive that money, you need to do all of the elements of the course. You need to participate in the feedback session, so like the October 1st one and the final one. We know that schedules come up, conflicts come up, so we will be accommodating to make sure that you can get all of these elements done. We are doing the stipends will be paid through the University of Central Florida. So it's probably a different process than you might be used to if you're getting reimbursed by your district. We won't start processing them until the pilot is closed. So at the end of October is when we will start the paperwork to get the checks cut. The university often takes a few weeks to get checks from start to finish out into the mail. So you most likely will get a check Thanksgiving-ish. So it does take a while for UCF to process checks. If you're not sure about your eligibility, make sure you email me, and we will kind of keep you up to date on different elements of the course. So if we have another survey that comes up that we want to ask you some questions about a particular activity, we'll send that out. But yeah, that is the basic info about the stipend.
Thank you. We are so super excited that you all are joining us for this professional learning experience, willing to bring your expertise to this pilot and help us produce a really high quality product to launch nationally. We recognize we may not have answered all of your questions. If you would please type them in the chat box so that everyone can see and we can respond. We'll be sure to get those answered as soon as possible. Any questions about the course, you want to reach out to Mary Ellen or myself. So whether you are a Illinois teacher or a Florida teacher, you can reach out to either or both of us at the same time. And our emails are posted there on the screen for you, but you'll also see them within the course. And there's a way to email us within the course as well. Any of the course issues, Mary Ellen and I will be more than happy to assist you with and help resolve. However, sometimes we have logistics questions about stipends, logging in, getting access, paperwork completion, and Val is going to be your go-to guardian for those issues and questions. So I see, for example, that there's a couple of questions in the box about creating an account on Free for Canvas. And the answer is yes, you need to create a separate account on the Free for Canvas. A lot of districts around the country use Canvas as their LMS for their school district. Your email that you use for that is you do not want to use that for the Free for Canvas. You want to open up, use a different email. Val, would you like to speak to that for a second?
Yes. So we're learning a lot of fun things about Free for Teachers Canvas. One of those things is that it doesn't necessarily play well with regular Canvas. So if you use Canvas in your teaching, with your district, in a grad program, if you're using regular Canvas in your life, the easiest thing to do is to give us a different email for this project, so that we can keep the Free for Teachers Canvas and this pilot separate from regular Canvas. For some reason, they don't talk to each other well, and that's kind of part of this pilot. We're trying to figure out the kinks and the best way to navigate both of those things. But our kind of current solution is to separate the two. I sent out invitations today to everyone that had done the RSVP and the Qualtrics survey. So if you did both things, probably by noon today, I sent you an invitation. If you didn't get it, email me, but check your spam folder or your junk mail, because oftentimes it's Free for Teachers Canvas and district emails, it just goes right to spam. I will be able to resend invitations tonight, but I'll kind of follow up with you individually about that.
Thank you, Val. It looks like most of the questions in the chat box are related to accessing Free for Canvas, getting the invitation, and finding that. So if there's no other questions, concerns, or comments at this time, we'll wrap up today's webinar. Looking forward to seeing you in the course. Mary Ellen, any parting words?
Know that I'm just super excited to be working with all of you professionals. Again, you were chosen intentionally to be a part of this pilot. myself, Val, Peggy, and others really put our heads together and thought who would be representative of the different needs and interests and talents and perspectives in our respective states to really add value to this course. And those names were yours. So we really appreciate you participating. We look forward to your feedback. And I think it's really going to be exciting for all of you in Florida and in Illinois to get to know one another and collaborate, because I think together we're stronger. So I'm excited to see the networks that come out of this course as well. Thank you.
Thank you all. We'll see you in the course. We will leave the chat open a little bit if everybody would like to go so that